Hello students and welcome back to the video lecture series of web programming. Today's topic is quantifiers in regular expression. I am your instructor Ms. Shruti Rawal. So in last lecture you had studied brackets and you had learned some of the patterns using bracket, that is square bracket. In today's lecture we are going to study quantifiers in regular expression. It means what if I want to create a regular expression indicating the quantity or the repeating quantity of the pattern or sequence of characters. So the first quantifier is plus. So if I am writing p plus, what does it indicate? It matches any string containing one or more p. So if inside the regular expression pattern you write plus quantifier, it indicates the quantity of immediately the character preceding it, right? So if the character is p, it indicates that in your sequence of string, p should be repeated one or more time. Let us take an example. So for example, this is a pattern that I have created: a, b plus and c. So plus quantifier is here applied to which character? Only b character, right? So what is the string that has to be matched against this pattern? Because a and c are to be returned, right? They are to be present statically. For them no quantity is being indicated, so it means there must be at least one a and one c, and in between them there should be b which is repeated minimum one time, and maximum is not specified for this plus quantifier. So one or more b should be repeated between a and c. That is what this pattern indicates. So for this pattern, let us see if I have this corresponding strings, three strings, which string is valid and which string is invalid. So the first string, you can see that I have a, b, b, c, c. So I have a and I have c, and between a and c I have 2b. So is this pattern according to my predefined pattern? Yes, obviously. So a and c should be present, and between them b can be repeated one or more time, which is exactly what this string is doing. So according to my pattern, this string is valid. The next pattern is the next string is acc. So I have a, I have c, and in between c b should be repeated one or more time. Is it repeated one or more time? No, it is repeated 0 times. So according to my pattern, is this string valid? No, b is not present at all, which is not accepted actually. So according to my pattern, this string is invalid. What about the last a, b, c? b is repeated once between a and c. Is this string valid according to this pattern? Yes, this string is valid according to the pattern, because between a and c this pattern indicates b should be repeated minimum one time, and it can be repeated maximum as many times as you want. Here b is only repeated one time, which is valid according to this pattern. So this string is valid according to our pattern. Clear? So this was the first quantifier, plus, which indicates one or more times repetition. The second quantifier is star. Star indicates repetition 0 or more time. So if you are writing p star, it means it matches any string containing 0 or more p's. Let us take one example. So if again my pattern is a, b star, c, what does it indicate? It indicates there should be a, there should be c, because it does not contain any quantity, they should be present, and in between b star, it means b can be repeated 0 times or more times. So according to this pattern, is the first string valid? Is it containing a and c? Yes. And between a and c, is it containing b? Yes, it is containing b, which is repeating 2 times, which is according to our limit 0 or more. So this string is valid according to our pattern. The next is acc. So is it containing a and c according to our pattern? Yes. Is it containing b? No. But does it matter? No, because for b, which is the quantifier I am using, I am not using plus, I am using star, which indicates zero or more quantity of B being repeated. So here zero quantity of B is repeated, it means no B is present, which is okay, and so this string is also valid according to my pattern. And the last pattern consists of A, B, C, which consists of one B between A and C, which is also valid according to my pattern. So all these strings are valid according to this pattern. Clear? The next quantifier is question mark. Now question mark, if I am writing P question mark, it matches any string containing at most one P. It means 0 or 1, not more than 1. Okay, now let us take one example. So here if I am writing the pattern A, B, question mark C, it means between A and C, B can be repeated 0 or 1 times only. So for that, which is the string which is valid? For the first, I have A, I have C, and I have 2B. So is it valid according to my pattern? What does question mark indicate? It indicates that B should be repeated either 0 time or 1 time. But for this particular first string, B is repeated how many times? 2 times. So that is a mismatch according to my pattern. So the first string is not valid according to my pattern. For the second string, I have A, C, C. Is B repeated at all? No. So it means it is repeated 0 times. So according to my pattern, this string is valid. Yes, this is valid because it is okay if my B is repeated 0 times. And the last string is A, B, C. So in between A and C, how many times is my B repeated? 1 time. So is it valid? Yes, because question mark indicates 0 or 1 time repetition of B, and here B is repeated only 1 time. So this string is also valid according to my pattern. Now the next quantifier is carry. Now you may wonder that ma'am, we have already seen carry in bracket. Okay, when you use carry inside the bracket, it indicates not, but if you use outside the bracket, it indicates beginning of something. So if I am writing this carry, and if I am writing A, B, C, it indicates that my string should start from A, B, C. If it is starting, that is if it is beginning from A, B, C, then your string is valid. If it is not beginning from A, B, C, then your string is invalid, right? So for example, for the first string, what is the string A, B, C, C, D? Is my string starting from A, B, C? Yes, so it is valid according to my pattern. What about the second string A, C, C? Is it starting from A, B, C? No, so it is not a match according to my pattern. And what about the last? It consists of A, B, but it does not consist of C, so it is not starting from A, B, C, so it is also not a match. It should strictly start from A, B and C, right? Now after beginning, what about matching the end of the string? If you want to match the end of the string, that then you have to use $, but you have to write this after the character, that is $. When you are writing the beginning, you have to write carriage and then the character which you want the string from beginning, right? Whereas here you have to reverse the positions, that is you have to write the character before and then your quantifier $. It matches any string with P at the end of it. So let us take an example. If you are writing this pattern, that is A, B, C $, it will check for the string. Is your string ending with A, B, C? If yes, that string is valid according to the pattern. If no, that string is invalid according to the pattern. So for this pattern ABC $, is my first string valid? It is ABC, ABC. Is it ending from ABC? Yes, it is ending from ABC. So according to this pattern, my string is valid. What about the second string ACC? Is it ending from ABC? No, it is not ending from ABC. So according to my pattern, this string is invalid. What about the third one? A, B, C, S, D, A, S. Now this string is beginning from ABC, but our pattern indicates the string should end from A, B, C. But it is not following, right? It is not ending from ABC, so according to our pattern, this string is invalid. Now let us see meta characters in RE. We have already studied the range, we have already studied the brackets, we have already studied modifiers, quantifiers. There are some you can say shortcuts in the form of meta characters that you can use in regular expression. Which are they? These are they. So if you want to find a digit in your specified string, minimum there should be one digit which is present. Then you know that in bracket you can write 0/9, that is the range for finding minimum one digit. If you don't want to write that range or don't want to use bracket, there is a shortcut in meta characters. You can use backslash and you can write D, right? That indicates that there should be one digit which should be minimum, one digit which should be present. Now if you want to find minimum one non-digit character, that means either you should find one alphabet, minimum one alphabet to be present in your string. The meta character for that is /D, that is again equal to bracket, inside the bracket caret 0 to 9. The next is, if you want to find any word character, that is /w, it means it will find all the alphabets, right, small case as well as uppercase. The next is if you want to find any non-word character, this includes your special characters, right? So it includes special characters. So if you want to find any special characters, you can use capital W. The next is, if you want to spice minimum one white space character, then you can use small s as a meta character. And if you want to find minimum one non-white space character, there should be one minimum non-white space between two characters, then you can use capital S. And if there should be minimum one white space, right, you know that what is a white space. There should be, if you write two words in a sentence, there is a white space that you use between both of them. So that is a white space. If you want to find minimum one white space, you will use small s. If you want to find minimum one non-white space character, then you will use capital S. So these are the shortcuts, or you can say meta characters, that also you can use in your regular expression for making a pattern, right? So this was all about quantifiers and meta characters in your regular expression. And this was all about today's lecture. In next lecture, we will be learning to make a program for regular expression. Till then, bye.